Okay, well, welcome to our gathering and workshop session tonight. How perfect I thought it was that it's landing in the energy of the beautiful full moon that we have had. And as evidenced, like everyone in our group pretty much was up and interacting last night, kind of late. We were all spinning in that energy a little bit. And I think it's just so powerful that we're going to be doing this manifestation work, tonight here and this week. Well, in this 8-week cycle, but that we have this anchoring and grounding tonight. So definitely, whether or not you're here in the video, we're all anchoring this and present with each other, whether or not it's at this exact moment in time. So to start with, I'm just going to invite us to do a little bit of clearing and centering and get into a space of just letting things go. Kind of laughing. That was like a tornado following Elizabeth. Okay. So let's just get in a space where we're going to clear off everything else that happened today. We're going to just take a moment and hand to heart. Eyes closed. If that feels safe. I'm going to mute because there's a little bit of background noise coming. Okay. So just take a few breaths. And just imagine that you've taken everything you were working on or that you're thinking about and you just placed it outside the door of this room. You can pick it up later. That's just packaged up and sitting outside. And we're just connecting with our heart, feeling the beautiful energy of our heart center, allowing that beautiful green infinity symbol to expand again and weave back and forth as it flows in our heart center, and that golden infinity that comes in vertically, and just feeling those stretching. So beautiful evasive breath. So. Allow a smile to come to your face. Feeling a gratitude for everything that's happened up until this moment to get us here right where we are now. Thank you self, thank you divine love, thank you universe, thank you all. And really welcoming in this energy of this potent time that we are here together to share and explore our manifestation. And tonight we're going to be going into some goal or intention setting and some breakdown of beliefs and shift. So that's my intention for tonight, is that we'll do some of that work. And just a little caveat of this time, Elizabeth will be queued up for this, and Joni, but this is a time of the lineage holders, and I thought it was really important to bring that into our call tonight. A few of us, our teachers, Shri and Kira, have been talking about this, and interestingly, for me, this has been on my radar before they started talking about it, which, kind of makes sense. You can tell when we're in flow and sync, and I could feel this energy coming. Then they started to talk about it more, and it's not a new concept that they made up, but they are talking about it and expanding upon it. And a lineage holder is any of us that feel like, we've come here with a purpose, oftentimes to heal our family of origin. It's a time where we've come in to bring some sort of healing to the planet. And oftentimes we can feel a little bit lonely, or a little bit like the oddball in the family, or just kind of different. And I know everybody in here is a lineage holder. So this is like a moment to really celebrate, because there's an energy coming to really support us. And I think, given our Voxer call last night and all the things we've been sharing on there and together, that we are all manifesting, and it feels like there's this momentum and creation force that's coming in, and some release of what hasn't been serving us. And this week, we've been asked to just kind of look at what might need some dusting, not just physical space, that's great, but the thoughts that maybe need some dusting or clearing, the beliefs, the attitudes, things like that, like old paradigms. Are you ready? It's just going to get more clear, and I can feel that for sure. Like that, all of a sudden, just feels a little bit easier, and there's this breath of air coming. So I really invite us all to celebrate that, like, we're here right now and we're so supported and moving forward with what we want to call forward and how we want to serve in the world. Because when we talk about manifestation, right, it's not just about getting what we want, it's about being in the energy of our service. When we do what we're here to be doing, we do get what we want and then some, and we are giving, so we're in a flow. So I'm going to bring us into a little run, like a couple like prompts. So if you have pen and paper, that's cool. And we're going to dig into some of these aspects. So back way, wow, we are almost at the solstice, right? We're going to have the solstice next weekend or this weekend. And it's 6 months through the year, right? We're halfway through the year easily. So you remember way back in January, we did this mapping and design mapping. Like wherever you are with that, that's cool. But right now I'm going to bring in some of those themes that we looked at that time. Oh, Elizabeth, you got it there? Yes, great. You're working on it? I'm going to unmute you.
Let's see.
What's that?
I have my Soul Forward Passage commitment as February. You were working on it in January and
True.
Coming forward in February. But you're right about the January. And yes, I just wanted to concur. I've actually known myself as a lineage holder from young childhood, almost, and that my daughter also is going to be following, and that my mother was her mother's, only because through my mother's side, that's where the Black Forest and my grandparents had the gift of the sixth sight or whatever, third sight, or they saw their relatives as they crossed over very clearly, like my husband, my father. So, and I saw him as well. So I know that that's the lineage line. It's not coming through my dad, it's through my mother. It's a beautiful thing to hold, especially when your mother is a devoted to Saint Germain.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So before the womb.
Yeah, you have so many gifts having had that powerful mother matriarch energy holding that.
I have the opposite too. We bring in balance.
Right.
I'll let you. Anyway, yes, it's sacred. To be the lineage holder is carrying the sense of sacred, and it brings a deep wealth of dimension to our sense of women, even when we don't seemingly have the genetic lineage of having children. But it's a little, because we're just like Shelby. You're bringing forth the mother flames to so many people and instilling the sacred story. We're learning in medical intuitive, Avesa medical intuitive specifically, that it's the womb that holds the story. It's the womb that holds the memory of culture, the richness and the value, and the wisdom that says this has happened before, and we have learned, and we will learn even more this time. And we'll bring our wisdom to this instead of the fear, which is the location of the same area, the kidney where the fear adrenals live. And so when fear comes in, just as the Chinese were picking up on fear and kidney, it's the endocrine system of how we vision what we should be afraid of in the third eye area, that endocrine zone connected to the adrenal gland and over the kidney. It's incredible how you are, Shelby, instilling deep wisdom to these girls. And it's affecting their children that they're going to have, and their daughters and their sons. You don't even know how powerful you are, young lady. It's incredible. All of us are. So, yeah, it's so sacred. Now you can shut.
Truly is.
I'm full moon in Sagittarius, right on the midheaven. How I express myself, how I express my emotions, my passion, and it was right there.
That is so you. That makes so much sense.
Right on the, so that's the line of the 10th house, which is profession. So where would I be working with women? What would be my high noon? It would be the high moon. It would be the nighttime. So when you look at charts, you can go, sure, I was grumpy about being on the night shift for 38 years, but it was exactly where I belonged, doing the work without all the supervisors, without all the masculine energy. So anyway, there's a reason for everything.
Absolutely.
Very
Thank you. Thank you. And I love too what you bring up is that whether or not we are biologically a mother and have children, we are still lineage holders for this whole planet, for
Yes.
the energy of our soul group, of the people we're aligned with, those that we're here to help. I mean, absolutely.
It's the lineage of love. It's not the lineage of blood.
Yes.
It's you
Thank you.
emanate so much, all of us emanate, but you shall be in the stories of working with the youth and working across another nation, you know, Sawadee-ka, Sawadee-ka. It's the lineage of love, and it's the energetic lineage, because we're, in my consciousness of lifetimes, we're simulcasting. It's not, it didn't happen in the past. It's all happening in the now. And that means we can heal all the parts, whether we're aware of them or not. And that's part of the lineage. That is part of the spiritual aspect of lineage holder that we are for ourselves. And that's
so
a different
exciting.
function.
It's so exciting.
I know. Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to shut me up.
No, I was dancing.
We're actually lineage holders for ourselves. And in the study of quantum science, we are healing our grandparents. We are healing our genetics. And we are, and my wiseacre son, I've got 5 children. My wiseacre son told me, he was just being sassy. Haha, you might never have any grandchildren, you know, biological grandchildren. And I said, well, haha back. I've got millions of them. I'm not worried.
Perfect.
I'm not worried at all. I trust him.
Absolutely.
I secretly do want a genetic lineage holder, though.
Well,
if I can express my truth.
Yes. And that's totally beautiful.
I don't even want it yet. I'm expressing my own thing, you know. So yeah. So glad they haven't shown up. Shelby, say something that I can hear. Now, go ahead. You have an agenda, a sweet agenda to share now. I'll be quiet.
Love you, Elizabeth.
Hey guys, so does this lineage stuff that you're talking about, have you guys ever done or heard of constellation therapy? Does it align with that?
I believe it absolutely aligns with that kind of
I've never heard of that.
You haven't heard of,
Go ahead, Shelby.
you've not heard of constellation therapy?
What do you know about constellations therapy?
Well, what I know about it, so it was developed by some German bloke back like in the 80s or 90s or so. So it's kind of a more new, kind of fangled perspective, I think, of pretty much what you guys are talking about in terms of the lineage connection. But it's a therapeutic attempt to make these connections visual and interactive with the participants. And so they gather, like a therapy session includes like a gathering of a group of people ranging from like a dozen people upwards to like, you know, multiple dozens of people. And you have like the hosts that kind of, or the organizers, facilitators, and you have like one of the participants kind of volunteer to have their constellation, their family constellation, like laid out for them. And you pick out like representatives from the circle to represent different family members, either dead or alive. And through some energy field of sorts, these people, these representatives that you choose, actually begin to take on the same form and body language and mind process, thoughts, memories, the actual people. And
Wow.
I've like witnessed this myself. I went to one of these therapy sessions and I had my constellation done, and it was pretty phenomenal to witness like these total strangers that I've never met, that know nothing about me or, you know, my family's personalities or what they look like. They've never seen pictures or whatever. And all of a sudden, the guy that was playing my brother started to have like the shakes and stuff. And my brother's on antipsychotic drugs that make his arms and his feet shake. And here this guy was all of a sudden shaking, and he didn't know that, you know. And like my sister representative started to do like her typical pee dance where she's like bopping about because, you know, and there's just weird things like that.
Where was the therapy?
The therapy was, the facilitator would then create a discussion amongst these characters, and you yourself were just a witness. You were not involved in it except for you chose your own representative to represent you. And it was concentrated on the feelings and the objectives of that you character and what they were experiencing, so you could watch it outside of you. And the purpose of the therapy was to come to a resolve of the issue that was identified. And so the resolve came from interaction between the different representatives, because oftentimes there's been barriers in real lifetime that has prevented these representatives from talking to each other in real life. But here in a facilitated situation, they were encouraged to talk to each other and express their feelings and say what they were feeling and saying what they were thinking.
And you had a surrogate as well. That's the trippy part. You had a surrogate too.
You had a surrogate too, and it would be pretty
That's
awesome.
really wild.
Talk
your
about witnessing.
Yeah, your surrogate would say,
for you.
would say, you know, it was really wild. And
so your surrogate was doing things that maybe you couldn't express to these individuals in real time that you felt you needed a message.
Right. And then at a potent time within this constellation, because the idea is that every family member throughout the whole lineage represents a certain star, you know, in terms of an analogy, and that constellation is not complete unless that star is in its place and not a fallen star or whatever. You know, there's different analogies of why it's called that. But the idea is to bring to the forefront what's the missing star here and why. And so like different people, like different therapy sessions resolve things through an acknowledgement of a secret that like prevented someone from living their full life, or regret, or you know, something that prevented these people from interacting on a full scale. And so
a lot of guilt stuff, a lot of I wish I had. Yeah.
And so like it was very interesting, and there's lots of books on it, and there's therapy sessions like all around the world that do these things, and they meet on small
scales.
Yeah, I think it so resonates with what we're talking about here, and that's like a modality that brings in that healing for the lineage holder. In this case, you know, you show up there as the lineage holder and you're healing this in your whole family constellation.
Right.
Super, super cool. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Thanks for sharing, guys.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, as we meander back towards, I have some intentions for tonight. We will get into them here. But I feel like, yes, this is like so potent and powerful to be sharing about this, because it all factors into remembering that we are these masters that are here and we're capable of doing so much. We are miraculous, we're magical, whatever words you want to use, but we are the co-creators of our experience, and we can heal our constellation, we can heal our family, we can heal our life, we can harness that power, be like, yeah, I get to have my goals and desires and wishes manifest. And if you're resonating, you know, with your heart song, the gift that your heart has for you, you really can't go wrong. So we're going to play with some of this right now. We're going to look at 4 of these areas that we started out with either at the end of January or in February, depending when you joined. The first area was like health, wellness, however you want to look at that. Then the second area was career or lifestyle, because not everyone feels like it's a career, but that's like the second area. Spirituality or spiritual health, and relationship, family area. And of course, these all interweave with each other. So we're going to kind of go through these 4 sections and do a little bit of you can call it goal setting or desire manifestation. And we're going to kind of go into what's resonating for us. And then later, if you want, you can go back and compare what you thought when you started and see if it's in a line. But we're just going to do it like right now in real time. So whether or not you go back and look at your old stuff right now is what matters anyway. So hand to heart and just take this moment to connect, because we always want to come back to our heart. Because sometimes, right, our mind might say we want something, but that might not, that might be, you know, a cognitive dissonance from what our heart wants. So we want to get into our heart when we ask these questions. So we're going to look at that area of health. This is, you know, it's health and wellness in all respects, you know, physical, emotional, it could be spiritual, all of those things, you know, mental. And we're just going to feel into our heart and just say, a goal I have for my health is. And what resonates for you? A goal I have for my health is, or a desire I have for my health is. And just whatever comes up first, don't even start editing it, and just write it down. And you might, if you feel like you have a couple there, you can ask it a couple times. You can prompt it a few times. A goal I have for my health, or a desire I have for my health is. And again, it's not about editing it or getting it perfect. That means that your mind has gotten involved and you want to come back to your heart. You can always come back to this or pause the video while you're listening to the recording and spend a little time with it if you want to explore it further. For the purposes of this exercise right now, just having one solid goal is sufficient, but if you feel called to put a few more down. The next areas are career, lifestyle, way of life. So a goal or desire I have for my way of life, for my career, my life is, bring that hand to the heart and ask it and just see what comes up first. You might get an image, you might get a feeling, you might get the words, just trust it. And you can feel free if you feel like there's a few more there. You can, I mean, I just suggest keeping it to 1 to 3. Because oftentimes if you have more than that, they're all going to interweave, and you're going to find that you kind of have like one that's like the most meaty or kind of combines different ones. And then the next one is spirituality. A goal or desire I have for my spirituality is, or my spiritual connection is. A goal or desire I have for my spirituality is. And then a goal or desire I have for my relationships is. Remember to check in with your heart. The goal or desire I have for my relationships is. Again, you can pause this video later if you need more time, but we'll just take another moment now. When you have some of these down, you have like one minimum up to 2 or 3 for each category or area. Now we're going to feel into what goal here feels either like it's overarching and you can see that it's pulling in all of the goals, you know, maybe circle it, or you can feel into, you know, maybe a new way of wording a goal that fulfills the areas that you feel most strongly pulled towards. And let's just get it into one goal right now. And there's no wrong. You can come back and do this again if you want to do it again. This is free to change at any time, but at this moment in time, what I feel a goal is that will encapsulate all of the others, or pull the ones that are most important to me. You might circle the goals in each area that feel the most important, or one that's just super strong. Goodbye, Shelby. Thank you for coming. See you later. Happy adventuring. So once you've got that one goal that's calling out most strongly, you're going to write that one down, circle it, and feel into it too. You know, does it feel like it's a little stretchy for you? Just notice that. Sometimes it can feel a little stretchy, and that's actually a good thing. And once you have felt into that, now just feeling into that goal a little bit, and we're going to frame this goal as a declaration that it's happening now, or it's already happened, and take a moment to actually write from the point of view as if this goal's already been achieved. So you're going to feel into this goal as it's already manifest, as it's already happening, it's coming into you, and write a few sentences that are like declarations that say, so if my goal was, let's see, to be fully supporting myself and my family with my business, I'm going to be talking in the first person as if I've already achieved this. So, oh, it's so wonderful that I can support my family now with my passion and service in the world. I get to do that now. That is so cool. Or, you know, for Shelby, it would be maybe if she's looking at a goal about her business, for example. I don't know if that's the one you're working on now, but just thinking of some of the goals that we have in our group here, you know, oh, it's so wonderful. The exact right person came up and bought my business. It's so amazing, you know, and write this like you're sharing it with your best friend, and spend some time right now just like, how does that conversation look? What are the things you are saying and sharing? Wow, it's just amazing how fortunate I am. I was just one day feeling into the connection with that dream client, and they called me. And it was unbelievable. They were the perfect match, and they wanted to pay me more than I was asking. It was so cool. Yes, Elizabeth, I enjoy an early morning walk with a cup of fresh squeezed juice every day. It's so awesome. I love this. When I take my walk, how do I feel? Oh, when I have that juice, what's that feel like? How does my body feel when I get into that? So really playing with this. So if you need to pause the video later on the replay to like take a little time with this and really get into it. And then I really want an action step for us all to be in our Voxer circle this week. Let's do a little bit of this kind of workshopping and share our goals as they've already happened. Not, this is my goal or desire of what I want to happen. Share as if you are already manifested, because it's already here. And we'll do that in our group, because that's really powerful. But that's the key, Elizabeth. You say not yet accomplished, but that's what I'm visioning. So now you want to talk about it like it is already accomplished, right? So I really enjoy my morning walk. Every day I get out in the morning and it feels amazing. I hear the birds. I feel so centered and grounded. So talking about it as if it's already happened, because then we start aligning powerfully with the attraction energy that brings our goals in, right? Law of attraction is just like law of gravity. You don't wake up one morning and law of gravity just quit working because you forgot about it. Law of attraction's always working. And when we really powerfully like have that vision, like, yes, I love that we're visioning and feeling into and really feeling the qualities of what it's like when we manifest our goal. What does it feel like when you're talking and sharing with your friends and others and loved ones? What does it feel like in your thoughts and actions and emotions when it's already here and achieved? Because to the mind, doesn't matter. Whatever you tell it, it's gonna put that signal out there. So the more you can just steep in the energy and belief, your emotions are going to align with it, your vibration's going to align with it, and you're going to call it in that much faster. I mean, we can say declarations all day long, sometimes why they don't work. Like, I have a millionaire mind. I could say that a million times, but I might not get $1 million until my vibration is at a match that calls that into me. So we want to have the feelings and a vibrational match. And by talking about it as if it's already here and occurred is so powerful. So yes, let's practice that this week in our Voxer group. I'll prompt everybody sometime like tomorrow and start that off and just kind of have fun with it. We don't want to talk about it like it's off in the future. We want to talk about it like it's already happened now. And I will say in your pairs that you're paired up, this will be your first assignment, is to get into this with each other in your pairing. So you are both going to talk and share your manifested goals that already happened, remember? Oh, yes, I love what you typed there, Elizabeth. I drink warm lemon water, but need to walk beyond walking to water my garden. One of my joys is to visit my garden. I love to watch and hear the birds I track to my yard. So really embracing that those are the things you're doing right now. And then the goals that you have, add in there. And now I feel like I can definitely walk more. I enjoy my garden so much. And then I go for my walk. And I feel so expansive from that. And I've been enjoying my warm lemon water so much. And now I've been so excited. I got all this produce and I have this energy. It just happens. I just make my juice and it's great. You know, just think about how you're going to share that. So when you partner up with your partner, you're going to talk as if you're already doing it. And this is so, so powerful. Okay, so that is your homework. If you're going to have homework, I'm your teacher, I guess. I just always laugh at that because I feel like I'm a facilitator and I shy away from sometimes telling people what they need to do. But this is your assignment. Okay, so I'm doing that. I'm embodying that teaching aspect. Okay, so now let's go a little neutral. Take your main goal that you're working on right now, this assignment, the one that you circled and wrote down and have been playing with, feeling into, and we're going to go into this neutral space. We want to kind of get into the gap between where we are right now. So in real time, we have this goal because we want it, and it's not showed up in real time yet. It's, it's there, it's in the vortex. We're already charging it. So in a way, it's already here in real, but it's going to show up in our life. So to get into that gap, we're going to do this little exercise where we go into this neutral space because it really can help with that. We talked about witnessing, right? And I love what Shelby touched on earlier, how that exercise in the family constellation gets you into that witnessing aspect. And we talked a lot about popping up in one of the trainings recently, one of the little support videos about witnessing ourselves. So going into this neutral space and imagining a person that's not us, like a character, an avatar, and it really starts to connect some of the dots and gets us out of our own mind and is very revealing. So for this, write down, first feel into where you are right now, and your goal's over here, where you're right now, you're here, and you're feeling into your goal, but you realize, okay, in relation to my goal, this is where I am right now. Now remove the I, and you're going to place it with she or her, and imagine a person that's not you that has the same goal, and they're sitting in a place similar to where you're sitting at in relation to that goal. And you're going to imagine this person and just bring her to mind And imagine, what kind of beliefs does she have that prevent her from aligning with her goal? Does she have beliefs that prevent her from aligning with this goal? And if yes, what are some of those beliefs? And take a moment to write some of that down. And remember, this isn't you. This is a woman that you can imagine maybe how she looks. Maybe she's a similar age, has a similar background. She's very similar to you, but it's not you. And she's looking at her goal and she's here. Does she have beliefs that are in the way of her aligning with that goal energetically? And if so, what kind of beliefs does she have? What kind of thoughts is she thinking? Maybe she's thinking, oh, that's too big. Oh, I'm kind of scared because if I got that goal, it would mean that I have to show up more. Maybe it means that would be scary. How is she relating to it? And then the next question is to write down or write about: what has held her back in the past when pursuing her dreams? What in the past has held her back from pursuing her dreams? Yep, Elizabeth, attitudes that are fueled by beliefs, she says about her. What has held her back in the past when pursuing her dreams? What is she afraid of? Now imagine in her journey, the goal, and her manifesting this. She's achieved this goal. Or maybe it's a different person that's achieved this goal that you relate to. What would she have to believe is true in order to achieve this goal? She achieved it. So what does she have to believe is true in order to have achieved it? And what does she have to believe about herself? What is it that she believes about herself to have achieved this goal? What are some of the beliefs that she has? And how does she look, vibrate, behave, and communicate to others in the world? This woman that's achieved this goal, how does she look, vibrate, behave, and communicate to others and the world? And just feel that, steep in that for a moment, envision it, feel it, jot down a few key words, and call in the energy of gratitude that got her here. How grateful does she feel? And feel into that yourself. And now that we went neutral with it, we're going to go into this exercise with ourselves. And I'm just reading what Elizabeth shares. Sometimes we lose sight of our dreams and there's a bit of a panic as the dream may be so deeply buried, a dream that is being asked to be dusted off, polished too. This is true, and if it feels like you weren't coming up with a big goal or dream in this exercise, go back with our hand to heart and just keep spending time with hand to heart and connecting with what feels very good and resonant, and it will come forward. And if you work on any goal or desire that's coming forward, even if it feels like it's a really small step, that small step it could be a huge step. You know, it's all relative, and it may lead to you uncovering more and dusting off more and coming forward with that dream. So yeah, going back, now we're going to bring ourselves into the picture. We've looked at this neutrally and kind of had this witnessing energy, and notice how you feel from doing that. I think it's very cool and such a useful way to pop ourselves back and imagine somebody much like ourselves, but what she is like and encountering, and it's very revelatory, right, of our own. You see that connection, our own fears or beliefs and things. And then that healing when we do connect with it already manifest. So now feel into, okay, the goal here, where I am now, what kind of beliefs do I have that might prevent me from reaching my goal? We're going back through the same questions we did in the neutral, doing it for myself now. And some of these answers might align or not. It might be surprising to you, but just go with it and, go back to your heart. If you're feeling like you're getting too thought driven about it, what kind of beliefs do I have that prevent me from aligning with my goal? Name 1, 2, or 3. And again, if you need to pause for more time, you can come back to this video and pause. What has held me back in the past from pursuing my dreams? What has held me back in the past from pursuing my dreams? What am I afraid of? Sometimes we are literally afraid of our success. And you can start digging into that, why you might have this fear. Now imagine that goal again and yourself manifesting this, right? We're imagining that we've already achieved this goal. You've already achieved it. It's here. What do you have to believe is true in order to have achieved this? What dominant beliefs do you have that are true that allowed you to achieve this goal? And what are the beliefs that you have about yourself in order to have achieved this goal? Congratulations. What do you believe about yourself? This is what got you here. And how do I look, vibrate, behave, and communicate with others in the world from this place? From this place of having achieved my goal, what do I look like? How am I? Just see yourself in your vision. What's that look like? What's the vibration of that? How are you communicating with others? How are you sharing your gifts? And call in that energy of gratitude again. That got me here. I'm so grateful. And I can see that every step along the way has got me to this point. And I've had so many things that I was able to release in order to claim my gifts. And it's all been perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And see and feel yourself and the beliefs that you have now. And then just notice, what did I uncover here in this little exercise? What has been uncovered and revealed for me? What kind of aha or takeaway do I have from this? And now go back and pick up on one of those limiting beliefs that stands out for you and from this exercise that you were carrying or she was carrying before achieving the goal. One of them, just pick one that just seems to be standing out right now and go with it. let's say it is that if I manifest, if I was to manifest this money, I might lose it right away. Or how about we go with one that's classic that most beliefs will end up tied to is, I'm not deserving. And we're going to work through it. You can just go with what your dominant belief is, but I'm going to go with deservedness and worthiness. And we're going to go through a EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. This is one that's been around quite some time, an energy healing technique, and it has a lot of empirical science data behind it, which is very cool. And you can find a lot of people on YouTube teaching about it if you're not familiar with this yet. EFT, I've been wanting to wrap into some of our time here because it is really powerful. It helps you reprogram and restructure and move congestions out of your meridians and bring in the energy of shift and healing. So you can work on whatever belief you want to while I run through this, or you can work on the deserving worthiness one with me. So we're going to begin with our eyebrows, and you can use either hand or both. It matters not. And you cannot really do any of this wrong. But this one is the corner of the eyebrow. If you can see me, it's right where the eyebrow starts on the bone itself. And you can use whatever finger you feel called to. And you just tap gently. And you're going to bring forward the feeling of, for you, the feeling that accompanies this belief. Even though I have this belief that I don't deserve, and you're going to feel it too. Just like bring it forward. We want to feel it to heal it. What it feels like to not have deservedness. Oh, it feels yucky. Feels low. I feel undeserving and unworthy. I'm connecting and feeling this inner child that's carrying this. Or if the belief is, I don't have time or energy to get in the exercise that I want to get in. Ugh, how does that feel? Not having the time or energy, so you see what I mean here. So even though I have this belief or feeling that blank, fill it in. I'm not worthy, not good enough, don't deserve, don't have time. I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this issue. The next point comes over to the side of our eye. You're still going to be on the bone itself, not like in your corner of your eye, but just a little outside. And you just tap there. Even though I have this belief and feeling that I am not worthy or deserving, I completely love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this challenge. Good. Below the eye, on the bone again, I love and approve of myself. Even though I have this challenge of feeling like I am not deserving or worthy, and I'm bringing up some of those feelings. I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this issue. Now below the nose and above the upper lip, right in this dent, tapping, even though I have this lack of deservedness, I can feel that in my being right now. I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this challenge. Now, below the lower lip and above the chin, right in that indentation, tapping, even though I have this undeservedness, this fear or feeling of unworthiness, I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this challenge. The next point is below the collarbones, not like on them, but if you feel the collarbones where they come towards each other and then just go right below them, there's almost just like you'll feel it right there. You connect to this little divot almost there. And you can massage here. I like to massage this area. You can do it with one hand or both. You can tap also, whatever feels right. I love and approve of myself. So even though I have this lack of worth, unworthiness, I can feel times I have felt that. I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this issue. Beautiful. The next points are below the armpit. If you're wearing a bra, it's where your bra strap crosses over, or it's like about 4 finger widths below the armpit. And if you just kind of massage in there with your fingers, you'll probably feel it. It's like almost like a sore spot. And I like to do both sides. So it's sort of like you're hugging yourself and you're just kind of massaging those areas. Even though I have these feelings of undeservedness, or not enough time, not enough energy, whatever you're working with, I love and approve of myself, my body, my mind, my personality, and the fact that I have this issue. Beautiful. Now we're going to go to either hand, and the first point is going to be at the, I'm looking at, where the nail bed comes up, but you're on the side of the thumb, where the nail bed kind of starts, and tap there. And you can get a little quicker with your statements here. Deservedness, feeling undeserving, love and approve of myself. Ring finger, same spot on the side where the nail bed begins. Even though I feel undeserving, I love and approve of myself. Middle finger, even though I feel undeserving, I love and approve of myself. Pinky, even though I feel undeserving, I love and approve of myself. And then the karate chop, where you'd karate chop somebody or something. Deservedness, I love and approve of myself. And then the top of the crown, even though I've carried these feelings of undeservedness, I love and approve of myself. And breathe. And just notice how you're feeling. If this is the first time you went through this, your mind might be a little activated, but just notice your energy. You feeling some shifts? And if it feels really strong or like leads to another belief or something else comes up, you can tap through again. You can do the sequence once. It's really cool if you can do it a few times and really start shifting things out. And the key is to focus on that feeling of the belief that the belief generates that you've identified, and then bring in the love and healing and acceptance. And some people will sometimes go through every point, like with the feeling that they have and belief, and then come back through in love and light. It matters not, but just that you're getting both components. And just, be aware of how you feel there. And then the next thing we're going to go into to get this belief from another angle is bring in forgiveness. Forgiveness always shifts out congestions and blocks and allows us to lift. Unforgiveness will hold us in a pattern. So we want to forgive ourselves, hand to heart. I forgive all areas of my life, my being, myself, that I have held this belief, and name it, that I don't deserve, or whatever your belief is that you're working on. I forgive all areas where I've held this belief that I forgive myself for having carried this for so long, and name it. I forgive all who feel like they were a factor in this belief having ever rooted in me. I forgive them. They were doing the best they could with the state of consciousness they had at the time. You might name them and go through this in more depth. I now forgive, fill in the blank, for contributing to these feelings and beliefs that I have about myself or about the world. And then bring it to, I forgive Spirit, Source, God, for having created a world where one could suffer as I have. I forgive. And take a few breaths and notice how you feel. And now to really cap it off, we're going to do a little quantum heal on it. So we're getting a lot of angles here, and work with the ones that really resonate for you. They all work in different ways. So just take a moment to really relax, take a breath, put your paper and pen to the side, hand to heart, breathe, connect, smile. And begin to connect with the essence of your being. Just feel into your vibration. Call forward that belief that you're working with shifting and the feelings associated with it. And just notice where in your body you're feeling it, and bring a hand there. Maybe it's all over, maybe it's a specific area. Like I get solar plexus right away. And just feel that area. And allow yourself to breathe in there and just drop into this area you're feeling into. And ask what message it has for me, the message you have for me. And let it know reassuringly, I'm here, I'm listening. I am here for you. What message do you have for me? And how old is this part of me that has been carrying this? If you get multiple numbers, go with the earliest age, or if it feels timeless, just feel into timeless. Then relaxing your hands into your lap and breathing. Feel yourself connecting deeply into your breath, following your breath in and out. And with your inner eyes, you gaze up out of the top of the crown, going all the way up into the center of this beautiful portal of light that is opened above your head. There's like a tunnel, and you can just travel all the way up to this brilliant ball of light and just feel what that energy feels like. It's this beautiful, cleansing, pure crystalline light. And then feel it as it comes down and streams into you. Follow it back down into your being as it streams into you, and it comes all the way through your crown, down through your throat, heart, all the way down to your root chakra, and circles back up. It's coming up and down this channel, and then it permeates your whole being from here. You can feel it going through all the meridians. You can feel it traveling through your blood. You can feel it traveling with your breath as you breathe in and out. You can feel all your cells vibrating. You can feel every little bit of your being, from your toes to your head to the tips of your hair and your ears and your fingers, vibrating with this beautiful harmonic light. And just notice what you're experiencing. And then take all the aspects of where you connected to in your body, where you've been carrying anything related to this belief, that area that lit up, and start to just gather all of the associated stories, beliefs, feelings, hurts, pains, guilt, betrayal. Feeling all of that just gathering from this area. And you begin to just release it up and out of your being. It's just swirling up like in a tornado, up and out of your being. And it's dissolving back into source and light and love. Back to light and love. Breathing it out. You can feel it like as it's just shedding away from you. And the angels and guides are here helping to remove this. And you just welcome that and feel it going and lifting off. And then you go into this beautiful quiet space and you feel the inner child's presence. You see her there before you, and she is broken. She is hunched down under the weight of this pain and this suffering and the feelings that went with this belief. And you pick her up and hold her in your arms. And you invite her to release all of this pain, any resistance that she's been holding on to letting this go. And invite her to let this go. And you can see her holding it out. And the angels and guides are taking this away to light and source to be transmuted. You're allowing her to share whatever she needs to share. And she's releasing and she's releasing. And And as you hold her, this beautiful, brilliant light is continuing to stream into your being. And it's streaming into her as well. As you connect with her, it's just going all into her being as well. And your hearts are connecting, and you're connecting with her eyes. And you're just continuing to give her loving reassurance and presence. And as you do, you just see and notice that your forms begin to melt away. You're both vibrating with this beautiful, brilliant light. And that energy is coming together as your hearts merge into one. As this healing permeates and you both just become this brilliant ball of light. And if you pop off and witness, notice if there's any other dark areas or shadows, and you just allow those to fill with light as well. You take a few breaths and just feel yourself settling back into this time and space in the chair you're sitting in, or the bed you're lying on, or the floor you're on, and just feeling yourself coming back to this body and space. And now really notice how you are feeling after this shift. You probably feel a long way from the beginning of this exercise and the beliefs and feelings that were coming forward. And right now. Some people say we have to have a mindset change. That's part of it, but this is the work when we do this feeling and we really shift through the feelings, because again, vibration. We're in a totally different space, in a healed space now, and you can come here often and work with anything. And if you need extra help or help with setting up how to do any of these practices, what affirmations, or anything that I can help with, please reach out and I will help you workshop that through. Absolutely. And now a hand to heart, just feel on a scale of 1 to 10, how am I feeling in my being as a connected, empowered woman? And you can go back and redo the quantum heal or the forgiveness or the EFT, and then ask yourself that again, now where am I at on this scale, 1 to 10, as a connected, healed being? And now hand to heart, and let's just set one intention, one action step that I could take this week to continue my anchoring of my goal. Back to that goal that you circled. What's an intention I can carry, or an action step that I can take? Let's do both. An intention that I'm going to carry this week towards achieving my goal is hand to heart. Don't do what you think you're supposed to do. What does your heart say? One action step I can take this week towards that is so beautiful. So as we close this powerful session, I'm going to go into a little meditation. I know Elizabeth is here right now, and Shelby had to leave earlier, and Sarah and Joni and Lisa will be with us in the recording at the time that is perfect for them. But Elizabeth, if you have any questions right now, type them into the chat before we go into closing meditation this evening. And just know that everything's perfect, right? Where you are right now is exactly where you're supposed to be. No wrongs, and having gratitude and love. And now just breathing and getting comfortable. Maybe you would like to lie down. Maybe you're just seated with your spine straight. And I'm just going to end the call at the end of this meditation and allow you to float and integrate. You can give yourself a little time after listening. That would be beautiful. And just bringing yourself into a beautiful smile. feeling this connection. We're still floating in that quantum energy. I feel that. Whether or not you're here in the real time of the call, we're all connecting right now in the quantum field. And let's hold each one of our intentions and desires and goals. Let's hold all of our goals and intentions together in this circle right now. We're sitting in a circle, and in the center is this beautiful fire, and there's a violet flames coming up from this fire. And in the center of this ring and this fire, we are holding all of our beautiful intentions and goals. We're all energizing them. And the sacred flame is removing any of the doubts, anything that's holding us back. You can just see and throw into there any of your fears, any of your doubts, anything that could possibly be holding you back. Clearing off the dust, clearing. The flame is clearing everything. And we just feel ourselves energetically holding each other's hands. And we can just feel the profound energy of this moment. Each of our heart songs are lighting up, each of us connecting heart to heart, hand to hand. So, and just feel a smile coming to your face if it's not already there. Calling in the energy of this beautiful full moon. Whenever you're listening to it, you can feel the energy of this moon beaming down. You can feel it beaming into your third eye, and it's flowing into anywhere in your body that you feel might be needing some support or love. You're bringing in the energy of the moon. You're drinking it in. And it's swirling, and just see it moving through and cleansing and clearing any area that's calling out for some of that. You feel this connection to your divine feminine nature. You're receiving and giving. And like the moon that's affecting the tides of our planet, the tides of our own biorhythm and our blood and our flow and our fluids, we're all affected by her gravitational pull. Just feeling that ebb and flow, like the ocean waves that come and go. The tide that comes in, but then does go out, but we know it's going to return again, bringing in our abundance and our gifts, taking our worries and pain, and feeling yourself just connecting and lifting. We're all lifting above the earth. We're looking down and we can see our beloved planet below us. We can see this beautiful energy around her, and we hold the energy of all dreams and manifestations and love and light and the energy of our planet, and holding healing energy all around her as well. Feeling our connection, and we lift, and you just notice we're in this beautiful etheric field, this place beyond time and space. And you're feeling yourself completely nourished and supported and floating here. And you are receiving gifts, you are receiving energies. And it's like there are beautiful symbols that are lighting up all around you, these sacred symbols or sacred geometry. And they're clearing your energy field, and they're activating you. Maybe it's in your hands, maybe you hold your hands out and you feel these activations happening. Maybe it's your third eye. Just trust where you are feeling these symbols activating. You're bringing up your beautiful spirit to meet this energy. And it feels so good. It's just like this beautiful shower of energy of crystalline light is just clearing and continuing to clear away any congestions or anything you might have carried, anything. And you are immersed with this healing love and light, and you can feel the energy of the healing love and light. Dear child, I take all that you have been carrying, any suffering that you have carried, and I bring to you love, wisdom, and compassion. and feeling your crown opening and it just flooding into you and your being, and you just become one with this beautiful crystalline white light. You can feel yourself expanding. And having touched this energy with great gratitude, we all travel back down to earth, to this space and time, to our circle, feeling that sacred fire in the center, with a smile of knowing and love for having made this journey and where we are right now, and know that we're integrating all of those beautiful gifts. Allow yourself to just be and do. Maybe it's an integrating bath or foot bath or journal, or just sitting with this energy. Thank you so much for our time together. I look forward to our discussions and our workshopping of us talking as in the energy that we've already manifested. Notice how you're feeling now and just soak in this. Have a beautiful night and a beautiful week. Many blessings and much love. Namaste.